If you're into journeys about resilience, self-growth, passion, and knowing that if you push yourself into something, you could truly be the best, then this episode is for you.
We're like this with Prier, and we hope that you will be too. Thank you so much, Prier, for all your support. Without you, episodes like this wouldn't be possible. Okay. Action.
What's up, bro?
What's up? How's it going?
It's good. Last episode was really solid.
That was, I said it on the podcast. I'll say it again. That's sort of what I was hoping for and envisioning when we set out on this project, was just to hit the whole story. And Khalil really delivered. He went through and he told his tale. I was in for the ride. I loved it.
It's an emotional journey.
It is. It really was. And it gave me a lot of just comfort in the journey that I'm on and that we're on. And, you never know how it's going to go. You never know where you're going. Ups, downs, it's all part of the game. And at the end of the day, you just got to see it through.
Yeah. And I think that he reminded me, as many of our guests do, that everyone has a story to share. And the longer that you're on a journey, the more ups, the more downs, the more people you interact with and get to inspire, be inspired by, the richer that story gets. And I think he did a great job of reminding us that. And today's guest definitely has a story. Very, very cool journey. And we're just very lucky to have a guest, another international fencer. We've had one other at this point, right?
Only one?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
wow.
Ferris was the only other so far.
Yeah.
We have others in the pipeline, but this is our first guest who does not live in the United States, which is extra cool. He's here temporarily, and we were able to catch him on his journey. And this is someone that I've known for a very long time, since my first season competing internationally, and I got to watch him grow into one of the most dominant fencers of our generation. And his era of true dominance was short and sweet. He made a statement and then he got out, and we're going to unpack a little bit of that on today's episode.
I'm very excited.
All right. So before we kick it off, we'd like to read off. I got to pull up our script. We got to read off some of this guy's individual results. And again, this resume is just scratching the surface. He's done more than this, and these are just some of the biggest highlights. And individually, as a team fencer, he also has more. We included one of the team results just to give you guys the shiny, TLDR. But today we have a 2-time World Cup bronze medalist, a 2-time Grand Prix bronze medalist, a 1-time Grand Prix silver medalist, 1-time European Championship silver medalist, 5th place at the Paris Olympics, 3 times FIE end of season top 10 ranked in the world fencer, and a team world champion for the Italian national team, Federico Vismara. Woo!
Hi, everybody. Pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah. No, thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on and taking, I know, you're visiting New York, and thank you for taking time out of that to come sit in this room with us.
It's fantastic what you're doing. You talked with Tristan about having an impact on the sport, and it's something that I share with you. And if I can help it, it's good for everybody.
Yeah, it's amazing. And this is one of the foreign fencers with impeccable English. He's been to America a handful of times. He's been, we don't need a translator, so this is really good.
We will find out during the episode.
Yeah, we'll find out.
If I have the right words.
It's okay. If you don't, just make them up.
Okay.
We'll pick up from the context.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've known you for many years, and I've gotten to watch you grow from a young cadet into a dominant senior, a leader on your country's national team, a dominant fencer that people were definitely fearing on strip. And it's funny because off the strip, you're such a nice, smiley, gentle guy.
Not in the strip
Yeah.
at all.
No, and it's good. It's good. You're one of the people that really has embodied this mask on, I'm a killer mentality. And I know for a fact that nobody saw you in their path and was excited. And I mean, maybe they were excited to get to battle you, but they weren't like, oh, good matchup. Let's go. I'm
Have a
gonna
good
kill
one,
this
an
guy.
easy one at least.
Yeah, and you didn't make it easy for anyone. And I think that is something that's really special because, I know for a fact I've made it easy for some people throughout my career. And it's going to be really cool to get to talk to you about your mentality and how you prepared, because on the strip, you were really a killer.
No, I can definitely speak to that. Like Ari grew up with you. I was a couple years behind, so I grew up on a lag, and like coming in to like juniors and stuff, trying to fence up, I was just like, keep me the fuck away from that guy. Like, I don't want to run into this guy. And it happened very rarely. Like, I think we fenced once, maybe twice.
Buenos Aires.
Yeah, in Buenos Aires and
I
pools.
lost.
Yeah.
But yeah,
When you medaled?
We fenced in pools.
Yeah, we were fencing bulls and I
dang.
lost the priority.
Dang.
4-3, 5-4. But I remember like most of every match I do. So.
Yeah, me
I can
too.
admit this now, since the match is over.
Did you hit the floor?
No. But I was texting Justin Yu, and he said he gets really angry if you just do nothing.
Yeah.
And so I just did. And so I did nothing, and you got a little upset, and I went, "Oh my god! Like this is."
You want to know who else gets mad if you do nothing?
Yeah, because for me, like it's impossible that if you compete, you have to do something. Like I cannot stand people that just go back and do nothing. Like okay, you can win, but I don't know how you go home like happy. That was my mentality.
Listen, I wasn't proud of it, but in the
But you
moment,
won.
I took it.
It helped him. That was a career best day for him.
And I lost also with Ari. Like
Yeah.
First time World Championship, table 32. I lost with you.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, true. I was like seniors.
No, seniors we didn't
Yeah,
win.
we didn't
We
fence.
didn't
We fenced in a junior team event, and we fenced a few junior team events, but then
never
we fenced
individually again.
Yeah, individuals when we were 16 years old, and from there we were just friends.
Just
And
dodging.
Never got a battle. Part of that's on me. I never did well enough in seniors to battle you.
You
but
didn't give me the chance like,
Yeah.
to
get the revenge.
Exactly.
It's okay. Your career was a good revenge. But yeah, both of our first world championships, I fenced Federico in the top 32, and I won by a decisive margin. And that was a big day for me. And I think you left very hungry from that world
I
championship.
remember exactly. We were like 6-6 or 7-6
There's a
for
red
you.
card.
And there was my touch, but the referee awarded a yellow card at the beginning.
Why? I
Then-
forget.
I don't remember if I was core, but he gave the touch and asked for video because my coach said for video. And after the video, I got a red card because I compared with my hand. And it was like 8-6 from there. I finished 15-7.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a turning moment that
Yeah.
destroyed me. But
I remember that. That was thank you, man.
that's a funny story.
You helped make me a world champion, and frankly, I think that the way your career turned out, I think it's okay you didn't do well
It's
at that
okay.
tournament. You had quite an amazing career, and yeah.
So I mean, we've gotten a taste of 2013, right?
Yeah.
2014.
2013.
2013, yeah. So we've gotten a taste of 2013, but there was a lot before that. So the way we like to usually start the podcast is just for the guests to get to know you. So who are you? Where are you from? How'd you start fencing? Why fencing? What were those early days like for you?
Okay, I'm definitely from Italy. So that, I was born in Milan, which is the city that I still live right now. But when I was 5, we moved to like a smaller city that's named Modena, which is famous for Ferrari, most of all, which is like a 200,000 small city, but in a very rich region where sport is really like fostered by institutions, and also the proximity of the gyms to houses, school, allowed me to being able to do everything. I chose fencing it was a complete random choice. In Italy, soccer, as you call it, football for us, it's a predominant sport. I was an AC Milan fan. I just wanted to play football when I was 5, but my parents didn't want that. Start football because they didn't like the environment around it, and so we just moved. They wanted that I did a sport, and swimming was compulsory, but not for me exactly. And I chose another sport by random because I saw an advertisement poster on the streets, and my mom asked, "Do you want to try?" Okay, let's go. And I tried. I was let's say good from the beginning. We have like regional championship from under 8, under 9, under 10. I was like pretty good at it. in Italy there is a really good like under 14 championship at that time. Like now America has developed it, but I think back in like 20 years ago, Italy was amazing doing this. Like we have probably the best under 14 Italian championship, like that you feel like it was an Olympic Games. Like,
That's awesome.
The day before it, like I felt so much pressure, and I was good. I've never been like the most talented in the room, but since I was young, I trained a lot. I pushed a lot. I've been always like kind of hypercritic with myself. Never really satisfied with my performance, even if it was good. I had the luck of like growing up with a group which was 1 year older than me, and like at those age, it's
It's a big difference.
it's a big difference. I used to train with older guys, which were also like, of course, they were my friends. But when I moved to Modena, in Italy, we have the opportunity to go 1 year earlier to school. So I did all my school like journey with those that were like 1 year above me. And this, when you are young, it's a little bit of a challenge because you are seen like always a smaller one. And probably like analyzing all my parties, like I want to show that I'm your level, if not above you.
Yeah.
And this has been the start. And thereafter, it was like I won Italian championship under 13, which was like one of the best day of my life. Like it was like those days that okay, I can make it, even if it doesn't mean anything. Like if you go backward, but you are like walking above the clouds, and you feel it that you can do any.
Who did you beat in the finals?
It was Cosimo Martini.
Oh, Cosimo.
Yeah, it was like
No martini, no party.
Yeah, exactly. It was 13 years. It was so strange. Also, the final, like I won by time. Like at those ages, not something usual, but it has been like one of my best day of my fencing life. And even if it wasn't one of my best achievements, but like the emotions that it generated, like all my families, and it was amazing. And then it was like kind of average pass. I like in the under 17, under 20, I did a good result. I improved a lot when I was like in the junior. I think this was really my turning point. I was good also in cadet, but in cadet at those times we didn't do that much competitions like they have now. Like I think like I met Ari once in Chalon, so just seeing him like first time.
Yeah.
It was Ari and Anton Piscovasco. Yeah. And then next time we saw at Worlds.
Yeah.
And then maybe next year you do one Junior World Cup. Also because in Italy, when you're a cadet, it's not that easy to do Junior World Cup because like, competition is super strong in doing those. And like next World Championship, I lost with Gergely Siklosi 15-14. And so like I did like a bronze medal in European under 17. In Italy, I was like the strongest of my age. But as soon as you change category, it could be whatever. In junior, I did the step to be like consistently among the best fencer, and then there were ups and downs in seniors.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah.
I think you touched on maybe the answer to the next question, but we love that story, and it's very important that you highlighted, you know, that this 14-year-old age group, 13, like this was a really big emotional moment for you, but then in Italy, the fencing doesn't really pick up until later, like sometime in juniors, then coming into seniors. That's when you guys start to take it more seriously, right? In the US, it's the opposite. In the US, they're taking it very seriously, the 14, 17, and then the juniors. But as you age into juniors, after 1 year, after 2 years, once the kids start to go to university, that's when they start to pull back from fencing.
I think the goal is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
From what is my experience, a US goal is to get admitted to college, the best college you can. And then, you continue fencing. At least like back in the days, I think not a lot of people cared that much to continue fencing after college.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I remember the people we fenced with, like 80% stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably more.
Yeah.
And in Italy, the goal is like it doesn't affect college, first of all. The sport is not as valued as in the US in Italy, which is a big pity on like the other like side of the medal. And you have to do it on your own. And best scenario, you get admitted to a police force or like an army that they provide you a salary, and from that moment on, you rely on that salary, and you are paid for that. Then you can decide if you want to go to university or not. I think it is a bittersweet that we are employed at 18. It's good because you get money from you're very young, but they remove the incentives for people to study if they do not have like somebody that back them up in fostering that. Even if we like a lot fencing is not our complete life, and sooner or later, which will be sooner, generally, it will stop.
So what? Yeah, you're about to ask.
No.
Okay. What drove you to study? Because I know you went to university while you were in the
Bocconi University.
Were you in the police or in the military?
I was in the police.
Yeah, you're in the police.
It's called penitentiary police, which is the jail police.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter. There are like some small differences, but the concept is behind those is the same. Is the public state that finances athletes and guarantees them a job once they finish work.
But you had this job.
Yeah.
But why did you go to Bocconi while you were employed?
Because like in my family there was no alternative. Like it was study. Like my mom was study and sport. You do well study, you can do sport.
That's good.
You don't get well in study, you don't do sport. And so it was on my like in back of my mind. Like I've always thought that I would have gone to university no matter what, and because it's possible.
Yeah.
Fencing requires a lot of effort, but it's not like I have the example of artistic gymnastics where you have to train a crazy amount of hours. And like if most of the people have done it, I think like average person can earn it. Like of course you have to make sacrifices. Maybe I accepted that I could not be the best like GPA in my university because I was traveling the world while there were lecturers. Mm-hmm. But I had other experiences, of course, and was motivated. It was like for my family, it was an option that I would go to. It's something that you already know.
Yeah.
Sometimes, probably, I was lucky that I had the chance, like, not to worry about like financial situation. For me, being able to be part of a sport group was a plus. That was more of a safety, but my family guaranteed me that I could do whatever I want in my life. But still, when you're there, as nobody's going to take the exams for you.
Yeah. That's awesome. No, and it's good that your mom instilled that in you because sport isn't everything at any level. Even for the NBA, the NFL, these huge MLS or FIFA, FIBA, like once you start making the money, you understand that at a certain point, this contract ends and I need to do something next. So a lot of athletes talk about, you know, starting, like if you're getting millions and millions of dollars or euros and something, most of those players need to start a business or a fund or invest that money and understand all that stuff. So for you, obviously fencing isn't making like a bunch of money, but it's understanding that you have to enrich yourself in another aspect in order to be prepared for when the sport ends, right?
No, I would like to say, like, my mom followed me and my sister a lot. Not everybody can have this luck. My mom was not working, so like she was able like to travel us around, bring us to the gym, follow how we were doing at school. So I was lucky in the sense. I'm of course a privileged, but then I have to put the effort in arriving to results.
Absolutely.
It's nice to hear that you had a healthy amount of, and maybe it wasn't, but like a supportive family, a supportive parent there to help you along the way. Like that, I think is worth more than people realize. It's not just the privilege of, you know, it's covered financially, you're good, but also like a lot of parents can be too involved. Some aren't involved at all and they sort of leave it all on you. But
I think it's really tough for parents not to get involved. That's the same feeling I got when my former girlfriends, like they were fencing. It's hard not to get involved. Like you want to say something. Yeah, you're there, and maybe someone else is following there. Yeah. But I know more. I have to say something. Yeah. But it's difficult. I've not had like problem with my parents. They just wanted that I had fun with fencing, and that's what I also promised to myself. Like do fencing until it's something you still enjoy. I won't be a billionaire doing fencing. That's for sure. Like if I focused on just on studying economics and on a business career, probably like my expected return, I would say, could have been higher on the long run, but that was not the problem. And going back to the previous question, it's not only about the money, like that we do not, but if like let's say lucky scenario 35, you have done with your career in fencing, and you have to restart, and you have not built anything. What do you do? Like you have still a lot of years ahead of you, and for me, like the scenario of going to a like police station, just making stamps, well, it's sad that a lot of people in Italy are not preparing for what comes after. I think there should be more incentives, not financial incentive, but cultural incentive to build something like that goes after fencing, because people risk to lose themselves when like they had big goal, and then after that it's like a void.
Absolutely.
It's something that's come up over the last 2 podcasts. Is once the Olympics are over, you have to go back to being a regular person. And I guess it's something that, we understand about the US system, about that incentive to continue and have a career, and the focus being the career and what's beyond fencing. But I think we still kind of, we take that for granted. We look at it like, I wish we were supported in the career, right? Or in the fencing career, I should say. But when you say like there's that cultural aspect to it, where it's because that's not an expectation, that's a drawback. And I guess it helps
Grass
put
is
things
always
into perspective.
greener.
Yeah, grass is always greener.
No. I think
Exactly.
there is no like. I don't want that people like misunderstand me. Like we are super lucky that when we are doing fencing, we can just focus on that.
Yeah.
It's more on like the personal side of the athlete, and I think a little bit, not a lot of athletes, but there are some that are studying and they are looking after and see what they can do after, and like putting effort in creating alternatives for them. But the system is not made like to help them do this, because what I would propose is like at 18, nobody guarantees you that you will be a champion. But neither for me. Like when I was 18, I was okay. I was like super good. But in Italy, like if you look at the people that won a junior world medal and the people that went to Olympics, if you look at the ratio, probably 2%.
Yeah.
it's
it's true. Like
it's true. So and if you have not built anything, it's a little bit sad.
Yeah, for sure. And hopefully you'll be inspiring to people that get to see your journey through the sport, where you can achieve these highs and then continue on elsewhere. Which brings me to the question I never allowed myself to get to earlier. Do you have a moment that you did describe or recognize as your all-in moment in the sport, where you understood, okay, fencing is fun, I'm enjoying it, but I want to be a champion in the sport? You said you had the support, which is good, but you still mentioned that you had to work for it. You had to put in that work. You were highly critical, but like, was there a moment where that tipped from, I want to be good at this, to I want to be the best in the world? I want to be that guy.
I can say like, I want to be the best in the world is something that it was from the beginning. Like implicitly in myself, that's the goal. Like, even if I were not reaching it, I knew inside me that I could be among those guys that were fighting for. Not that I was at the level, but I could arrive at that level, because I thought that I was training harder than everybody else. That I was able to make sacrifices that not like everybody else was able to do. And there were tough moments. When I understood that I could make it, I don't know, there is not an only moment. There were like ups and downs. There are moments that you feel that you're mostly there or you're not. And there are moments where you get injured and you think, I'm not going back to the same shape as before. Like maybe people don't know, but I got some injuries that were very painful for me, even if I try like to hide them, but I fenced a lot crying, and it was tough. And when I recognized,
I thought that was just because you were Italian.
just crying for that.
No, just kidding.
No, don't worry. And the moment I realized that could arrive at my goal, which was give a best shot at winning the Olympics, it was probably 2022. Like I did a very good season that year. It started really bad, and there was a switch. I got like a job offer in end of 2021. I had to decide what I want to do because I got my bachelor, my master, and then you have to decide.
Yeah.
It's a turning point.
Yeah, we know about that one.
Yeah, but for me, I was employed. It was a safer choice for me. I was already employed, so I got my salary. And but what is the direction? I want to give a shot at arriving at the Olympics or not, because I was like a sparring partner in Tokyo. Went there, not a great experience because of COVID, but still, I was there, like enjoying the atmosphere. But I had like several talks with people I cared about. I remember like a couple of lunches that say, like, what do you think? And there is a person that say, I think you can give something else. I think you deserve a last attempt to it. You can always work in your life and try to understand if you have it inside. And the answer that I said to me, I don't want any regrets in my life, which is kind of my mantra. And probably if we would have stopped at 24 and not having achieved the level I wanted to achieve, it was something that I would have brought in all my life, and I couldn't go back. At the moment, it was like a decision. I said, no, okay, I'm going to give it all. It wasn't easy, also because like when you're used to do multiple stuff and then you focus only on fencing. It's pros and cons, of course, but there, when you go back from a competition that you sucked, and you say, okay, I have this. This is where I put my effort. I'm not an exam to prepare. I'm not a job to think about. I have just to think about that I did a very bad competition. And the start of that year was really bad. I did first day in Bern. I lost with Taranenko from Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a quite cool story because I felt like I had it inside me at that moment in time that there are people that are wanting more than me. And I said, that's not possible, because I saw Paolo Pizzo, which was kind of close to 40, losing with Gerin to go to the second day, and he was crying. And I thought about, I've not won anything in my life compared to this guy. Why do I allow myself not to give at least what he gives during the bout? And I talked with him. It was kind of like the night. How do you feel? Like how can you do that? And it was kind of inspirational that day. And I say, okay, from now on, I don't know what I will do. I will just look back to the result that I will be doing, but I have to be like at least the one that gave the most in the pit. I will never surrender to. And probably it was also like people can perceive it outside.
Yeah, no, that's definitely highlights the mentality we've seen of giving 100%. You know, win or lose, it was always entertaining to watch you battle on the strip because you're either, and that mentality prepared you for those big moments, because whether you're losing, I've seen you win 15-14, I've seen you lose 15-14. I've seen you take the risk and it pays off. I've seen you take the risk and lose, but you always gave it that 100+%. And that's a big theme of some of the great fencers we've had on this podcast. Faris Ferjani, the Paris silver medalist from men's saber, he talked about that quite a bit, giving 100%. And he said the results will come and go, but like you owe it to yourself to put it all there. And it's respect for yourself. It's respect for your opponent. It's respect for the whole experience.
For me, what it really motivated me is that I hate losing. That's for me, like the suffering that provoked me lose a bout is not even comparable to the joy of winning it. Well, joy winning it.
Ben Atkins said that.
Joy, it's a relief.
Yeah.
You can, but losing it for me, you have certainly seen I was dealing with my defeats. I didn't want to accept it that I was losing, and also sometimes I lost, and I felt that I've not done like 100%. And for the next competition, you cannot go away with this feeling. That's what when you're there, you fight. I remember like sometimes they were losing like 8-1, 8-2, and still pushing. Like, if you want, you have like to fight.
Yeah.
I want to be like, for me, like going into the piste was a battle. It's my life or your life, and you have to get it. I want to like give it to you free.
We're gonna put that in a clip. We're gonna put that inspirational
It will be a
quote,
good clip.
and then a highlight reel with some crazy music of you just getting foot
like the
touches
gladiator music
and just roaring. I mean, guys, it's true. this guy wants to fight. Not now, but yeah. Wow. You got anything?
So you spoke a bit about that moment with Pizzo.
Shout out Paolo Pizzo, one of the greats of
Yeah.
men's epee from Italy around the world. Like this guy is a 2-time individual world champion, multiple-time Olympian, like many medals outside of that, and probably an inspiration to many fencers in Italy and the world.
But and that kind of triggered my inner like fencing nerd, you know. Were there any other sort of Italian greats that had an influence on you throughout your career growing up? And even, you know, in the later parts of your career?
I think in Italy, we are very lucky that we can train with the best of the world. And if you're one of the best in Italy, most likely you're one of the best in the world. And the switch, when I went to college in Milan, I moved from Modena, I was 17 or 18. And I went to a gym where it was me, Enrico Garozzo, Marco Fichera, Michele Nigler. And there were like other bunch of Italian guys that were really good. And you're there, and sometimes you go home with 5 defeats.
Yeah.
And okay, one day is okay. Second day, okay. I don't know if today I want to go home with 5 defeats on my back. And then it continued to improve the situation. Most like more fans come. Andrea Santarelli came. Going on with 3 victories those days, it was tough. Like, but it helps you. Like, if you, for me, at least for men, you have to train with the best to be the best. Like the French does. Like they train every day with at INSEP with each other.
Japan, Kazakhstan, China.
There is no other way. Like
Yeah.
women are more lucky that they can train with men that are like a lower level. But for men, you have to, because like when you get home and you have defeated those guys, you ask yourself, okay, so maybe I can do it also in the competition. But if you never like face them and you face all people that are like weaker, let's say, than you, there is no way you are going to improve. You have to be like in business, we would say that you have to be like the more stupid person in the room. And there you have to be the weakest one to become the strongest.
Are you listening?
Steven's mad because I don't fence him every single time that I'm in the gym.
Ari has a theory that he needs to get his repetitions in with children in case he fences a child at a U.S. competition. And my logic is if you're fencing the best, then you'll be okay with the child.
It's a more nuanced
Listen to the
theory.
guest,
It's a
Ari.
more nuanced theory than that. Steven and I will go into this more during our special episode coming soon. But yes, we're listening more than talking.
Sorry, I just finished. Like for me, like I stayed last 10 years with Enrico Garozzo. He is like 10 years older than me. We are like
one of the greats.
Yeah, we are really close friends, and he helped me a lot. He became also my coach for last year. He was one of the 2 coaches. We talked a lot. Also, this part, like about talking with those that went through it, that understands you, that know what you have been through. That we also had some fights, let's say fight discussions, because like when I eat, as I said before, maybe I say something that I shouldn't. I like my head goes completely crazy. Like I have some videos of me dealing with losses, not in a very like sportsmanship way, but it is the way it is. I can improve on this. I could have improved on this side, but he helped me a lot. And I also like saw the people that were preparing Olympics in 2016 and helping them in 2020. You live those moments, you see the difficulties, and they kind of prepare you for what's coming next.
No, it's awesome. It seems that everything happened in the right moments. And they kind of built. Sorry.
Bless you.
Sorry, excuse me. It built on itself. It's
Yeah.
like you went through these junior experiences and you used all your experience to build on itself to prepare you for the next moment.
Yeah, like this seems it was like a continuous road going up.
Yeah,
Like, it
obviously.
wasn't like this.
Yeah.
I got a lot of fights. I never get along with my national coaches, not for a reason that implied me as I behave, because like my behavior was 100%. I'm sure about it. There were like some political stuff behind that I was affected by, which are not right for like 18 years old, and I suffered a lot from them. And I was like 2019, I was 17 in the world without doing a zone and world championship, but I didn't make the team because in Italy, it's not as in the US.
Yeah.
It's you have to be called to be in the team. I did one podium, 2 top 8, 2 top 16, coming always from the first day, and you can guess what it is. Men's epee at 22, doing like a season like this.
Oh yeah, you have 3 DEs in day 1 and then 3 or 4 in day 2. Like that's
And
a lot.
I wasn't able to make the team, so that like it took a toll on me. It wasn't tough to get back. Then there was COVID. There were some personal issues the following year, and then to decide. Then you become strong, go top 10 in the ranking, and you get injuries. And I got this, like as Ari said, my back injury, and the problem was that nobody was understanding really how I had such pain with with the scans that I made, and it's really a struggle because it's something that I didn't study. I could not understand what was happening. The only thing that I could feel was that sometimes I blocked and I was crying like a baby, and it wasn't like it happened like 1 week in Heidenheim when we did it in May. Like the Heidenheim in May.
Yeah,
it
that was
for me.
2022.
2022, I would say.
Yeah,
It
because of all the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
No, I think 2023 because it was
It was 2022. I promise.
we
I have like
2022. Okay,
Yeah.
you're right. 2022 because it was a Cairo World Championship,
Yeah.
and it started in like okay, I have some troubles, and they got injections to do it, but it wasn't. It was just some painkillers so that I could finish. So we arrived second in team World Championship. Then I start the season, and okay, now I'm blocked. Okay, let's continue with this injection, but at some point they didn't make effect. Olympic qualifying was going to start in the following May, and I remember in Vancouver I did like top 32. I lost 15-14 with Lan, Chinese guy, but I was crying completely, like was my former girlfriend was seeing me like crying like this while fencing. What are you doing? I don't know. People say that I shouldn't suffer, but I'm crying like a baby. Like I cannot even move my. And then there was like this doctor that saved me, but that you have to make a surgery. Okay, I made the surgery. I stayed out. I talked with the national coach before. I say, okay, I will have the surgery. Nobody was guaranteeing me that I would go back. Like I say, okay, but you keep me the spot for the European awards. Okay, no problem. You're like top 10 in the world. You show. I already like crying. I did like a top 8 in Bern. So it was. I had already my like kind of result. I stopped. I stay out. Then I went I lost with Steven in Buenos Aires, which was my coming back competition.
Yeah.
And
then the Euros and Worlds were great.
Yeah, but we got a training camp in May, and the national coach was there. Say, okay, nobody has the spot guaranteed before Cali competition. It was Cali and Istanbul. We didn't have a leader in the team, but I was like one of. It was me, Andrea, and Davide, which were like pretty strong figures.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I said, I remember. I know what you told me. I didn't even talk to him. Like for me, like if you are not able to maintain your word, you're done. And it was like my former government still like don't say anything, please. Don't just focus on fencing. And I went to Cali. Like I remember, like I did like very bad the first day. I just got through. I win 15-14 with a guy from Virgin Island, like in Italy. You clearly Virgin Island. With all due respect, you have to win a little bit easier. And I went through it. I was so tense. But the following day, I think I found one of the best days in my life. I arrived third, but it was mentally exhausting. And then I did fifth in Istanbul, then second the Europeans. And I was really lucky at Worlds because I was like 16th in the world and I took Borrell because he was out for the injuries the whole year.
That was a crazy World Championships.
It was tough because you don't in Italy you have to be cold, and when somebody promises you something that you agree on a strategy to get over an injury, and they don't maintain their word is tough. You cannot do anything at least. Then try to show that you have like the right value to be in the team. But when you're there, you are adapt. You are not sure. I did like very bad in Buenos Aires because I trained like 2 weeks, and I went there. And in Cali was 1 month after. It's not so I was all in and. I have a lot of confidence in myself that I could do it, but there were like definitely tough moments.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, the politics of it all, it makes it incredibly difficult. And I think you have the right disposition on how to deal with that. Because as you said, you know, what can you do? And like, I know when I myself ran into a little bit of politics with the US team, like I let it affect me a lot. And you know, it's upsetting and all these other things, but to hear you say, you know, you have to just get over it and show that you can perform, you know, you feel that you should be treated a certain way or that certain results or certain choices are right and fair. But at the end of the day, when it is up to someone else, you have to go and show them and you have to leave no room for doubt. And so I think for anybody who encounters this kind of situation, you know,
on a college team too,
college
is a
team,
great example.
Great
for this
example
type
of that.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's still on you.
Yeah, it's on you to go.
It's not easy. Like if you have seen me those days, like there are were like 3 people that could talk to me.
Yeah, but deep down, you still found in those moments to dig deep.
I was really angry. Like it was tough. Like we did like some competitions, and I remember the like team matches in the training camp, and I was not performing well because like my head was on something else. And I remember they were saying something from the bench. I was not even caring at all. It was like bad for me, but it was human. And I remember Andrea came to me and said, "Vis, please don't say anything. We'll talk in the room later." And but why should I care about this if they're not able to maintain their word? Like, why should I care about the team? Then the team is not only the coaches. Like, instead, like I was lucky that our team was not about the coaches. It was about our like individuals. We did like great work. Of course, the coaches has their merit. For me, not that as much as us, because we were the ones on the piste, and they also sometimes. It's tough to say in Italy. I hope they won't hear it. Not everybody goes in the same direction. Sometimes there are like personal interests or inabilities to understand what's happening. Don't have like probably the life experiences or whatever. I don't know. I've made my mistakes. That not that I'm perfect at, but I always try to do them in like in best interest of everybody. And so yeah, politics is something that there is. It's better that there wouldn't be, but you have to deal with it. And the only thing you can do is try to show your best on the piste, at least in sports.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. Steven and I will both learn from that next time we encounter politics. So I think every time that we've come face to face with it, I think we have fallen.
we have
because we've allowed
it to affect us and allowed it to prevent us from showing what we believe to be true.
Yeah. So really quick, we're going to transition. So that was your fencing journey, and it culminated in Paris, a beautiful, beautiful competition where you fought really well. I know you didn't get the ultimate result you were looking for, but 5th place at the Olympics is it shows that you had to win some of those matches, feel the excitement. And, we're not here to tell you, oh, but you should be happy you win. We know that there's pain with that, but can you talk to us a little bit about the transition to right now? So first, talk to us about what that competition was like, and then your transition from that competition to where you are today. You're in the US. There's a reason behind that. We know that you're busy in Italy as well, and just kind of your transition out of the sport.
Okay, let's start from the Olympics. It was an amazing experience. I did a very good individual competition, not a very good team competition. I didn't fence very well, and individual competition, it allowed me like to stop fencing with the feeling that I've given it all. That's where I wanted. My goal was, of course, to win, but to give it all. I have no regrets about it. I did some mistakes. I was leading like 5-1 with Tibor Andrasfi in the quarterfinals. Was 10-7. I could have managed it better. He did okay. It's something that happens. I did some mistakes, but I did it all. Like, it was not that I was not believing, or that I did some mistakes. It's sports. It happens. He's a good guy. And so, like, of course, I finished it. I went out. I cried by myself. I composed. I went out. I saw my family. I started to cry all over again. But it was more okay. It was also because it was my last competition. It's a journey that ended, but it was good that there was all my family there, and I could see like my father crying. But not for like disappointment. It has been a good journey.
And they're proud of you.
Yeah, of course.
They saw that you gave it your
Yeah.
all. They know that you're proud of yourself. And that's, at the end of the day, every part of us wants to make our parents proud a little.
Of course.
And it shows them that their investment in you was real. And it was
well,
worth it.
we shared a lot of the best emotions of our lives in the piece. I got to know my two former girlfriends. I got my best friends of life that stopped fencing, a really good community. And then for me, I always thought it wasn't enough. And going to the second part of why I'm here, mostly, is I want to do something else in my life. It's not only about fencing. It was the right time to stop, because if I had gone ahead, it would be 4 more years. And I didn't even have it in me. Like, I fought a lot of battles during fencing life. It drained me. I had not the motivation to go forward. And I didn't even enjoy it that much as I was a kid. It had become more of a job. And so it was the right time to transition to something else that luckily, as I said before, I've been prepared to. I started my MBA in Bocconi University, which is lasting 15 months. And I did my internship in a top consulting management firm in Milan, which I will go back in starting from January. It's called BCG. So
BCG is big in America too. Shout out BCG.
Shout out BCG.
Pay me well. And now I had to do this experience. I had the experience. I got very good grades during my first semesters, and I had the opportunity to come in exchange. It's something that I was not able to do while in my college life, because I was linked to the police, so I had to stay in Italy to work. It was like this contractual covenant. And I wanted, it's something that I always wanted to try, to see like different mentality, different culture, try to live abroad. It has come in a strange time of my life, but it's okay. I'm enjoying it. I'm doing a lot of tours across the US, see like how people live differently. I'm studying at Wharton, so I'm super lucky that I have the opportunity to meet people and professors that are like top notch, and try to like bring back my experience in Italy. Then at the same time, I candidated myself to be part of the Italian Fencing Federation. As you, I'm trying to give my share of impact to somebody else, because I think it's good to give back. It's politics, so it's tough. Not all it's not easy to follow the agenda that you want, because you're not a dictatorship. I'm just one member of the board. I'll try to support my idea, and then I have my job, and then I have to study. I have my personal life. It's I'm doing it for free. It's something that nobody obliged me, but it takes some energy too. But it's something that I believe that people that have gained from something should return back in some way, and that's my way to try to give it back. I don't know if in the best way, but it's my try.
I mean, I think it's an incredibly impactful way, you know, to be a member of that board and to, you know, be a guiding hand in Italian fencing, not just, you know, some kids Italian fencing. Like coaching is a way of giving back, right? It's not just guiding, you know, some children, it's you're guiding the ship. And I think that's an incredibly impactful way to give back. And I hope as you grow in your career and as you grow in this experience, you're able to navigate those politics and really make the impacts that you want to make.
I hope so too. I mean, I know that you mentioned that you struggled with a lot of the politics that you faced as an athlete, and I'm sure that that is part of your purpose for trying to go and make the system better. You're a smart guy. I know that you're looking at how other federations are working, how other businesses are working, and seeing how you can help grow this iconic program. Like Italian fencing is one of the staples of international fencing. When you think, you know, if you're talking to somebody, they say, what countries are good at fencing? Italy's always one of the first two countries that comes to the name. Like it's, you know, you're juggling Russia. They're not even allowed to compete really right now. So it's like France, Italy, Hungary. And then those are only three like complete systems. The US is coming up because of a lot of the stuff that we're doing, but Japan is, they're here, Korea, but like Italy is one of the oldest, richest, you know, programs. So if you can help them grow into the modern, you know, format and the modern values of fencing, that would be amazing. And hopefully you can help other athletes in the future not struggle the way that you struggled.
I think there is also like a global necessity to progress our sports. We are not doing enough as a global community.
That's why we're here.
We are, that's the reason why I wrote a message to you, like keep it up, do this work, because it's something that we need. We are really running the risk of being forgotten.
Yeah. No,
and I think it's right that the new generation at least give it a try. If we continue this path, nobody will still continue to fencing.
Yeah, I think our generation is doing a pretty good job of trying to take the reins. You know, we said thank you, you know, to whoever else was running the sport. You guys gave us this amazing opportunity, but now it's our turn. You know, we lived this experience that you built for us, and we want to make it better. We got a lot of very young, motivated people on every level of this. You know, the coaches, people going into boards, the federation, businesses, the athletes trying to do better with social media now that we can. And there are a lot of different elements to improving it. And it's awesome that you're taking that up. Should we enter the last segment?
Can we do the bit?
Oh, yeah. Wait, Steven had a bit for us.
Part of your American cultural experience, you can write this and, you know, this will get you some credit for school for sure. Okay. And because you're in New York, a fundamental...
And you're Italian.
A cornerstone of New York that it doesn't really exist anymore, but it's the dollar slice.
Okay.
The dollar New York slice from some shady pizza joint. Now, because of inflation, it's now $1.50, but at its heart, it is still the dollar slice.
And this one's cold. So
now it's cold.
It's also cold.
Now it's cold too.
Just say that there aren't pineapples on it. Like
no.
I'm relieved about it.
But we're very excited to get real Italian review of. Yeah, it's okay. It doesn't matter. So here. Pass that to you.
Okay, let's start like showing it.
Yeah.
Like the look is not bad. Like when we go like abroad, we do not expect to eat like the pizza. And I would say like in America, you can still have a decent pizza. Like I think one of the best countries to have a pizza outside.
Yeah, this is not going to be that best pizza though. DJ coming in clutch with the napkins. Oh, he's going straight in. Here, napkin. So this is definitely not the most gourmet pizza you're going to have in the US or in New York, but it is pizza.
At $1.50.
Yeah. What do you tell us what you think about this $1.50 slice?
I think like the fact is it's cold probably doesn't help it a lot.
Yeah. But imagine that it was warm. Use your imagination.
If it was warm, I would say it's eatable. Like, like if I'm hungry and I eat one of these, cheese is not super.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel it a little bit after that, like for a minute after you have eaten it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to finish the slice. But
I'm
hungry. You can also mind. But because I had a burger before. But it's okay. It's like at least a pizza is not that difficult. But there are two things that I'm not loving about America. First one that I hate is how they deal with temperatures. They AC when there is no need of having AC, and they switch from AC to eating like it's super cold or it's super hot. They cannot manage with this.
It's true.
And the second one is complexing food. Like you put too much stuff on what you eat. Like for you, like the more you put, the better it is. In Italy, the simpler it is, the better it is.
True. We love our 12 topping pizzas, our burgers with eggs and bacon and everything, mushrooms and onions, and just like the more you can stack it. That's a very American way. It's greedy.
Yeah.
We love just the more you can add. It always has to keep growing. We can't be satisfied.
I went to like a baseball match. For the first time for me, it was more about eating than about like looking at the
eating
match.
and beer, right?
Sorry?
Hot dogs and beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was super costly beer. I spent $20 for a beer. Never again.
Welcome to America, man. Was that a Phillies game?
It was a Phillies game.
Dang.
Not the most exciting sport for me, baseball, but
yeah, I gained appreciation for it. The pitcher versus the batter is like a fencing match.
Okay.
Everything else is good reactions and stuff like that. But the pitcher versus the batter is like a fencing match. You're trying to trick them, and it's good. Everything is fencing. What do you think about this, Steven?
So I live near this place, and it's great at like 3 a.m.
At 3 a.m., I think it's good.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. But cold, it's not it, man.
Yeah.
That is, you can taste the lack of quality in the ingredients.
Yeah.
When it's hot, you're like, oh, that's not bad for like whatever cash I had in my wallet. There's not even branding on this box.
Well, they should sponsor us anyways.
There's not even branding on this is the one
It
on
just says
Broadway.
$1.50
It says
pizza.
$1.50
That's the
pizza.
branding.
But no, I
Awesome
thought of
day.
this when I was getting on the train. I was like, this will be pretty funny. We got to give them a slice.
I was expecting it like after you made Tristan eat the Philly steak.
Philly cheesesteak,
Okay,
yeah.
probably.
Well, we could have done like a New York cacio e pepe and seen like the actual differences. But anyways, before we get into our last bit, I just want to discuss.
No, I'm fine.
This is a podcast about passion. And Fencing for a Purpose is a nonprofit organization that's founded by 3 young fencers to share their passion for fencing with communities that would be otherwise underserved by the sport. The organization has engaged many high school fencers across the country with the intent of giving back and paying it forward with officers all over the country. They run camps for underrepresented community members, tutor international fencers in English, raise money and donate gear in order to support grassroots clubs that need funds in order to provide a better experience for their fencers, and overall, just dedicate themselves to growing the sport. Their Instagram is @fencingforapurpose, and their GoFundMe will be in our description. You'll find the link there. So, Federico, the final piece of our podcast is always very fun. We just like to grill our guest and have them give us rapid fire answers in a segment that we call one light answers. So it's like
No
single
doubles.
light, no doubles.
doubles.
You have to go fast to get a single light touch.
Okay.
You have to be able to just go off the top of your head with the reaction. And, whatever comes out, comes out. It's not too much pressure, but think fast. Okay? Are you ready?
Let's go.
Take us away, Steven.
Who are your 2 favorite fencers all time?
Matteo Tagliariola and Park Sang-young.
Oh, those are 2 good ones. What's your favorite city that you've been to for fencing?
Rio de Janeiro, I would say.
Oh, that's a good one.
What used to be in your equipment bag that probably shouldn't have been in your equipment bag?
Remaining of almonds, something like this, from years before that accumulated.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's your tournament snack. Good to know. Who's the most challenging bout that you have ever fenced?
With me. It's always with me, not with the others.
That's good. That's good. What about best fencing rival? Like someone you fenced a lot of times, had many battles with?
Romain Cannon is
Yeah.
always enjoying. I don't know. I lost more than one, but they were always
They were
entertaining.
15-14.
Yeah. There were a lot of 15-40, but like super nice guy, super strong fans.
I'll go into the story. I was remembering this when you said something earlier, I remember I was sitting in the call room in Monal one year, and I was helping warm up the guys. So I was just sitting there, like I just finished warming up, and you had just lost to Roman, I think, and you were discussing with Santarelli, and I think it was just Santarelli about how the bout went, right? And I don't speak Italian,
Okay.
but I really got the gist of this conversation. And it went something like, okay, like I was trying to do this, but he fucking counterattacked so high. And I remember Santarelli's solution was, well, just put your arm higher. And you were like, no, it's even higher than that. And so at the end of this exchange, Santarelli was demonstrating that you should have attacked like this. And I thought it was hilarious, just like this exchange going on. And then I forget who, I think it might have been like Davide or something, was sitting there like,
Could be.
That's funny. All right, your question.
oh yeah, sorry. Is fettuccine Alfredo a real Italian food?
No.
Good to know.
At least maybe they've done it in Italy, but you don't go to a restaurant with fettuccine.
Catch this, everyone. Next one. Pineapple on pizza?
Next question.
So you mentioned two things you didn't like, but what is your absolute least favorite part about your experience in the US so far?
Air conditioning.
Air conditioning?
But guys, like in Philly, there is a fantastic weather, but it's not always 30 degrees. But I went to the class, and it was like I was freezing, and outside there were 30 degrees. And what made me crazy were like people that were wearing flip flops and shirts, and I was there with my
Yeah. No.
sweater.
That's
AC for sure.
we overdo the AC, that's for sure. Last question is you know, if you happen to have an answer, if not, it's okay. What's your favorite piece of Prior equipment?
I wouldn't say I had a different sponsor.
It's true. Well, that segment's perfectly into our Prior ad after the show. But really, thanks for coming on and joining us, Federico.
Thanks to you.
No, yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to come and be here with us. We're really excited for this episode for a long time, and just getting to know you better and hearing your story. It's a great story, and it seems that you're very at peace with it, which I think it's worth a lot to be at peace with your career and to have had the success that you've had, and to then be able to look back on it and go, you know, I gave it my all, I tried my best, and I ended up in a good place, and then I was out. And I think that's beautiful, and I'm happy for you, and thank you for sharing that story with everybody here today.
Yeah, good luck in the next steps of your journey. We'll be keeping in touch, obviously.
Of course.
Nobody makes masks as good as this one. Go to Prior USA in our bio, in our description, to find ones just like it.
Be sure to like, follow, share, and subscribe. Your support means the world to us.